Someone in your life is keeping score of a game you don't even know you're playing. They smile, they clap, they say, "I'm so happy for you." And then for about half a second, their face forgets the script. Psychologists have a name for that flicker, and con artists have figured out how to weaponize it against you. Envy is the only one of the seven deadly sins nobody confesses to. People will admit they're greedy, they'll brag about being lazy, they'll laugh about gluttony over a third slice of pizza, but nobody says, "Yeah, I'm jealous of you." It's too humiliating, so it goes underground. It hides behind compliments. It wears the mask of a friend. And here's the part that should genuinely scare you. There's a whole category of people, manipulators, smooth liars, the human equivalent of a phishing email, who can smell this envy on others and use it like a tool. They don't even feel the envy themselves. They just know how to pull the trigger in people who do. So let's count down the 6 signs. Number 1 is subtle. Number 6 is the one that ruins friendships. Number 6, the compliment that has a tiny knife taped to the back of it. You get a promotion. They go, "Wow, good for you. I could never deal with that much stress. I actually like having a life." See what happened there? You got praised and demoted in the same breath. Researchers call this damning with faint praise, and it's not random. A flicker of envy makes the brain do quick math. How do I acknowledge your win without it costing me status? Answer: you hand over the compliment, then quietly shrink it. Here's the tell most people miss. A genuine compliment ends. The envious one always has a "but" or an "at least I" stapled to it. Listen for the second half of the sentence. That's where the real feeling leaks out. The praise is the wrapping paper. The shrink is the actual gift. Number 5, they remember your failures with suspicious accuracy. Your wins evaporate from their memory in about a day, but that one embarrassing thing you did in 2019, they've got it laminated. Abraham Tesser built an entire framework around this back in the 80s, the self-evaluation maintenance model. The idea is brutal in its simplicity. When someone close to you outperforms you in an area you care about, your own self-worth takes the hit. So the envious brain protects itself by keeping a private highlight reel of your worst moments. It's not gossip, it's armor. And notice the timing. They never bring up your old failure when you're down. They drop it the exact moment you're winning, right after good news, mid-celebration. It's a pressure valve. Your success raises their internal temperature, and dredging up your worst day is how they let the steam out before they boil over. Number 4, the micro delay before they're happy for you. This is the flicker from the hook. Watch the face, not the words. In 2009, a team led by Hideko Takahashi ran brain scans published in the journal Science, and they found something unforgettable. When people felt envy, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex lit up, the same region that processes physical pain. Your success literally hurt them. And then the second act, when those same envied people experienced a misfortune, the ventral striatum fired up. Your bad luck felt good to them, genuinely pleasurable. That's not a metaphor, that's a scan. So when someone takes a beat too long to celebrate you, that pause isn't them searching for words, that's the pain center firing before the social mask snaps back on. So the smile is a decision, but the pause is the truth. You're not being paranoid when you feel it. You're reading a signal their body sent before they could stop it. Number 3, they compete in a race you never entered. You mention you slept 8 hours. They slept 4. Must be nice. You ran a 5K. They used to run marathons before the knee thing. Everything you share gets quietly turned into a contest, even sleep, like sleeping is something you can win. This comes straight out of the work of Niels van de Ven and his colleagues at Tilburg University, who split envy into 2 flavors. Benign envy makes you want to climb up to where the other person is. Malicious envy makes you want to drag them down to where you are. Guess which one is doing all the trash talking about marathons? Number 2, they police your confidence. The second you sound proud of something, they appear, like a confidence parking attendant. Don't get a big head. Stay humble. Remember where you came from. On paper, it sounds like wisdom. In practice, it's a leash. Susan Fiskey's research at Princeton on the stereotype content model found that the people we judge as highly competent are exactly the ones who attract the most envy and the most quiet hostility. Read that again. The more capable you look, the bigger the target on your back. Competence doesn't earn you applause, it earns you surveillance. And number one, the slow, invisible edit of your reputation. This is the dangerous one. They don't attack you. Attacking is too risky. It makes them look bad. Instead, they trim, they edit. Oh, she's great. I mean, she had a lot of help. He's talented, sure, but you know how he is. Tiny shavings, none big enough to confront, but over a year, they sculpt a version of you in other people's heads that you never agreed to. You walk into rooms already misjudged and you have no idea why. Now, here's where it gets genuinely dark, and this is the part nobody talks about. The liars, the manipulators, the ones who run on charm and exits. They don't necessarily envy you. They study the people who do. A skilled manipulator walks into a room and reads who's quietly seething at whom. Then they make their move. It usually starts with the oldest trick in the book. They validate the envy. You're right. It's so unfair how much attention they get. You deserve it more. Clinicians who study manipulation tactics call this kind of strategic flattery and alliance building a classic dark personality play. Find the resentment, feed it, and now you own that person's loyalty. It works because envy is lonely. Nobody can admit it, so nobody gets to vent it. And then a charming stranger comes along and says the one sentence the envious person has been dying to hear. You were the one who deserved it. That's not friendship. That's a hostage negotiation where the hostage is your judgment. So they turn friend against friend. They isolate the target, which is sometimes you. They build a little coalition out of other people's insecurities, and they never lift a finger. The envy does all the labor. So what do you actually do with all this? First, stop trying to win the approval of someone whose brain treats your success like an injury. You can't compliment your way out of someone's pain center. It's not personal, it's neurological. Second, when someone validates a grudge a little too eagerly, slow down. Real allies make you fairer to people. Manipulators make you angrier at them. That's the tell. And third, the one that actually sets you free. The envious aren't really comparing themselves to you. Van de Ven's research showed envy fixates on people we see as similar. Same age, same field, same starting line. They didn't pick you because you're the enemy. They picked you because somewhere deep down, they think you two were supposed to end up in the same place. And you didn't. That's not your burden to carry. That's theirs. So, next time someone gives you the half-second flicker before the fake smile, don't get angry, don't get smug. Just notice it, file it away, and keep walking. Because the people genuinely happy for you, they don't pause. They don't keep score. They don't have a knife taped to anything. They just clap.